Hi everyone, I'm here with another, the last, no, not the last, yes, the last video in the Akashic Records series. I just went to pick up a package and I decided to just quickly do this outside. I hope you can hear me with the wind, because now, of course, the moment I hit record, it decided to get super windy all of a sudden. So, this last video, I just kind of wanted to recap on the entire series and kind of go over all the things that are important in this series. And I still hope that you can hear me because it is getting windy. But this entire series covered a lot of different things. We covered a lot of stuff about Akashic Records, what you can use the Akashic Records for, what they are all good for, that it's not just like an extra little thing that you can do on your spiritual journey if you want to find out more about your past lives and like it's something extra to brag with. That is not what the Akashic Records are. They are a really valuable tool to get to know your soul on the deepest level possible, really. So the most important thing to remember about this series is, I have to make sure that I don't get hit by cars, of course, is to remember that the first video, really, time is an illusion, time doesn't exist, linear time does not exist, and you are basically time traveling. You're basically time traveling. Time is all frequency, and you can access all the different frequencies simultaneously, and that is by traveling the Akashic Records, by journeying in the Akashic Records. And also, the second thing to remember is to keep in mind that if you're going to be exploring your own Akashic Records, that is fine, that is all great. But if you want to dive into somebody else's Akashic Records, you should always ask for permission. You need permission to dive into somebody else's Akashic Records. Could you access somebody else's Akashic Records without permission? Yes, you could. Are you a good reader or somebody that is aware of energy is going to feel a wall, a boundary they're going to feel when they are trespassing. And you should really not do that because the information may not be reliable anymore, or you may simply have some kind of karmic debt to pay when it comes to breaking into somebody else's records. But go check out those videos for more information. Another important thing is probably, well, the most important thing that people know about Akashic Records is that it can unlock your gifts. You can get to know more about your spiritual gifts. You can get to know more about the origin or cause of certain fears or phobias, why you have them, and get more clarity on how to solve these things. So you can really look at it as unlocking certain parts of your soul and collapsing timelines. So you can actively collapse multiple timelines of your soul in the here and now, which brings me to the next point that I talked about, the next really important video. It's getting windy. It's fine. And that is that you can only really make changes in the here and now, in the lifetime that you chose right now, the body that you are occupying right now. That is where you can make all of the really important changes. So it is important to stay in the present, in the here and now, and don't start living too much in your like energetic world where all of these other connections are and where you can tap into all these other connections. It's important to bring all of that down here. And that brings me to the next important thing about this series. Because time doesn't exist, we can communicate with these other soul aspects as if they were our spirit guides, because a lot of our spirit guides are actually our parallel selves, really. And I think lastly, I want to talk about imprints. So there is a video in this series about imprint lifetimes. So those are those very important lifetimes that are going to add emotional value to the multidimensionality of our soul. What does that mean? They can be very important lifetimes, such as a lot of people saying that they were Cleopatra, they were Mary Magdalene. Those are in fact imprints. Those are in fact imprint lifetimes. You can compare it to copying a file and pasting it somewhere else. And that is basically what that is. And there is a video on that. So I hope that you enjoyed this series. And I'm going to be back with more of these different video series on different spiritual topics. So stay tuned and I will see you next time. Bye bye.